Ayan, so hello millennials, welcome to my channel, and this is the Learn English with Me video. Okay, so today millennials, we will learn a new topic, which is the active and passive voice. So what is an active and passive voice, millennials? So we will define them. An active voice means that a sentence has a subject that acts upon its verb. And a passive voice means that a subject is a recipient of a verb's action. So when we say recipient, it is also means receiver. So the receiver of the action done by a subject. So to make it more understandable, millennials, let's dig them down one by one. Okay, so let's begin with an active voice. So an active voice is when a subject of a sentence performs the verb or the action. So remember, an active voice is when a subject of a sentence performs the verb or the action, and it has a pattern, millennials. So sa isa ka sentence sa active voice, it should be in this pattern. What goes first is the subject, verb, and then the object. So again, subject, verb, and then the object. So let's have an example. First example. The cashier counted the money. The cashier counted the money. So in this example, let's take a look on the pattern kung na-follow ba gid niya. So what goes first is the subject, right? So the subject in this example is the cashier. Check. And then the verb is counted. Another check. And of course, our object is the money. Another check. So na-follow niya ang pattern, millennials. And from this example also, let's take a look on the meaning. Again, ato i-repeat ang meaning sa active voice. It is when a subject of a sentence performs the verb or the action. So from the sentence, the cashier counted the money. So here our subject, which is the cashier, perform the verb or the action which is counted, di ba? So ang cashier ang nag-count sa money. Okay, so that's what makes it an active voice. Okay, so let's have another example para mas masabtan tagid siya, millennials. So we have here the second example. The dog chased the squirrel. So the dog chased the squirrel. So here, let's take a look on the pattern. We have the subject, which is the dog, and then to be followed by the verb, which is the chased, and then lastly, the object, which is the squirrel. Millennials, you might wondering why the squirrel is our object, which in fact, literally saying, squirrel is not a thing nor an object, diba? Pero millennials, in the active voice, when we are talking about active voice, it is meaning to say whatever or whoever receives the action done by the subject will be our object. Or on the other hand, anything or anyone that receives the action is the object. So ato i-clarify nga namang ang squirrel, dan is example number 2, ang squirrel ang object, di ba? Ang sentence is the dog chased the squirrel. So we have our subject, which is the dog. We have our verb, which is the chased, and the squirrel, our object, because it is the squirrel who received the action, which is the chased, di ba? Nga gibuhat sa atong subject, which is the dog. So clearly, squirrel is our object. Okay, na gets? So okay ba? So, mo na ang atong active voice, millennials. So, simple na kaayo, di ba? Active voice, again, when a subject of a sentence performs the verb or the action. And the pattern is the subject goes first, and then the verb, and lastly, the object. Okay. Next, let's immediately proceed to the second, which is the passive voice. So, passive voice, millennials, is when the subject is acted on by the verb or the action. And it is always constructed with a conjugated form to be plus the verb's past participle and a preposition by. So, ato ning i-subton one by one. Iyang pattern di ani millennials is goes like this. First, should be the object, and then to be followed by the to be form. By the way, the to be form are the following. These are the is, are, was, and were. So, kaning upat millennials, mo ni sila ang to be form. And then to be followed by the verb's past participle. So, meaning ani. So, the verb's past participle. So, let's say for example, in a sentence, kung ang ato ang verb is conduct, unsa ang iyang past participle ana? Conducted. So, dapat conducted ang iyang past participle ana. With ed na siya. Okay, so after sa verb's past participle, it should be followed by a preposition which is the by, and then lastly, our subject. Okay, so to make it clear, let's have an example. So, example number 1, the money was counted by the cashier. The money was counted by the cashier. So, ato siya excuse me, ato siyang i-dig down, millennials, para mas masabdan nato siya, no? Ato i-base sa pattern. Kung nag-follow pag siya sa pattern, sa passive voice. So, from the sentence, the money was counted by the cashier, we have first our object, which is the money, and then to be followed by our to be form, which is the was, and then verbs past participle, the counted, check, and then our preposition, which is the by, and then our subject is the cashier. Okay? So, check siya na follow ang iyang pattern. So, conditional sentence is a passive voice. Nasabtan ba, millennials? Okay, so let's have another example para mas masabtan nato, no? Second example. The squirrel was chased by the dog. The squirrel was chased by the dog. So, in this sentence, we have first our object, which is the squirrel, and then the was, which is our to be form, and then the chased, our verb's past participle, and then by, our preposition, and the dog, our subject. So, ngano na mo man og kuan, object gihapon ang squirrel, then hing sa atong active voice last man ang object, di ba? So, atong i-subton, let us excuse me, let us comprehend the sentence, millennials. The squirrel was chased by the dog. In this sentence, it is the squirrel. Saan yung lupad-lupad? Sorry. So, it is the squirrel who received the action. Still, it is the squirrel who received the action that was done by the dog. No, iyang gi-chased ang squirrel, di ba? So, the squirrel was chased by the dog. So, it is still the squirrel who received the action. So, it is the squirrel is our object. Okay, nasabtan. Very good. Okay, so, that was our examples of the active voice and the passive voice. So, let's have a short recap. For the active voice, again, it is when the subject of a sentence performs the verbs or the action. And the pattern is subject, verb, and then lastly, ang object. And for the passive voice, it is when the subject is acted on by the verb and the pattern is the object comes first and then to be followed by the to be form katong is, are, was, or were. Were. And then to be followed by our verbs past participle. Next is our preposition by, and lastly, the subject. Okay. So in the active voice, it is the subject that goes first, the verb is in the middle, and then the object is goes last. So mo nitong timan-an gyud millennials para mas ma-identify nato no kung active voice ba na siya or passive voice ba na siya no. So again, in the active voice, it is the subject that goes first, verb in the middle, and the object goes last. Okay. While in the passive voice, the one that goes first is the object. The verb is in the middle, and what goes last is the subject. But of course, let us not forget, we should not forget to connect the whole sentence with the be form, which are the is, are, was, and were, and then our preposition by. So, dili na ito na siya limtan millennials, no, to make the sentence completely a passive voice. Ayan. So, kana lang siguro ang ato ang Learn English with Me topic for today, millennials, no? So, before I'll go, shout out sa ako kay Mari Carboniao, so my classmate in high school. Car, thank you so much for the support. No, so please visit her YouTube channel also, and don't forget to subscribe. So search lang ninyo Maricar Buniao. Ayan. Shout out po di ay ko sa tandaan nag-comment sa ako ang previous video. So Ma'am Cyril March Bagood na ran. So my teacher in English way back high school. And also teacher Ivy Villapena, a friend of mine. She is an English teacher also sa Xavier Grade School, Makasandig Campus. Ayan. And of course, mega shout out to Jim Believable, Luz Rakasa, Sancho's TV. Ayan, hi baby Sancho. Ayan, so baby popular vlogger na. Ayan, so also mega shout out to Binibini Marikit, Zelis Vlog, RL sa Bohol GF Vlog, and Geoffrey Alejandro. Ayan, so those are my friends guys ng mga vloggers po. So please subscribe to their YouTube channel also. Ayan. So again, millennials, I hope you've learned something from me in this video. Now it is your turn. I have five sample sentences in the description box below. Please answer them. Tell whether those sentences are a passive voice or an active voice. So comment your answers on the comment box, on the comment section, and then please don't forget to also write or to also type your Facebook account para dali rin ako mo ma-contact if in case kamo ang winner, because for all or for those who will get the perfect score, I will raffle your names and I will give prizes for those who will win. Ayan. So please submit your answers on or before June 26, 2020. So that will be Friday next week. Ayan po. So ayaw pag late, because kung mag-submit mo sa answer after na sa June 26, dili na ako siya i-appeal sa raffle if ever perfect in yung score na makuha. And lastly, millennials, please don't forget to like this video, share and spread the knowledge to your families and friends. And also please click subscribe, ring the bell button, and select all. Ayan, para ma-notify mo sa akong next videos. Ayan, millennials. And again, thank you so much, millennials. Let us all stay safe. Og hangtod sa sunod higayon here in my Learn English with Me video. So bye-bye.